Welcome, adventurers of old. We are going to take a step into the past. I think this was 2002. I played the hell out of this game way back when. I haven't played it in a long time. I fiddled with it to try to get the video settings good. It's about the best that I can get. We'll run the cinematics. And we're going to build our adventuring party. And today maybe do some running around in Hommlet. This is the Battle of Emerity Meadows. I use the old Zugtamon against the Circle of 8. Vortigated, Tensor, Adaloo, Big B, Dromage, maybe Evard, can't remember, Tensor, Melf, maybe. Basically, if you had a spell named after you in the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, you were either a member of or a former member of the Circle of 8. I use. Just going to quickly pop out to see if we're recording. I don't completely trust this yet. Do I ever? I had a hell of a time just making it look like sort of that. I recorded a bit yesterday, and all I could get was like this upper corner. Like the whole display was up in this upper corner. And then I tried to fix a bunch of settings, and I ended up screwing up my whole thing. I had to delete my sources and go back and restart everything. I'm going to play Ironman, because we do Last Aslanti Ironman type stuff here. See how long I last. I was pretty good at this game way back when. I made some characters yesterday. We're going to get rid of them all, so they don't conflict with what we do today. Pile Longshanks is not going to be in our party this time around. I know it's a shame. He always gets left behind. I think I can duplicate what he does with a ranger. I think. It's been a long time. Get these guys cleaned out here, make sure. Okay. So, since we're in Ironman mode, it's only one roll per. You can't re-roll. I don't want to be stuck with a shitty party, though, so I'm going to try to limit it to like 5 rolls per character. What I'll do is I'll just keep a running count of how many times I rolled. It took me all 25 to get a decent party last time, but I had 4 characters done after 16, and then I kind of wanted to have a Superman. Didn't really work out. That's not horrible for a wizard. We're going to throw that one back. Also not horrible. Roll 4. 5. We're going to have problems here. 6. 7. 8. I mean, these are all playable. 9. That one's not bad. I better make something out of that. You know, Palor, because I'm going to change him into cleric after a couple levels of paladin. I went human because in this edition, only half elves and humans are allowed to multi-class, add a second character without. There's a little restriction where if you multi-class into another class and there's greater than I think 2 level discrepancy, like say you're 3rd level paladin and you do 1st level cleric, or maybe a 4th level paladin and 1st level cleric, there's a 20% experience point penalty if you're not a human or a half elf, and you get 1 free. So if I added a 3rd class, then there would be a penalty. So Palor is our guy because of the sun domain and the healing domain. The only real bonus for Heironeous if you're a paladin or if you're a cleric is you get to use a long sword. We're going to get to use that anyway because we're going to start as paladin. Our feats are going to be extra tuning and improved turning are great, but they're really not going to help us right now. So I'm going to go weapon focused longsword. Because we're going to find, or we're going to try to find, a holy +1 holy longsword before we even head to the moat house. There are a million fetch quests in Hommlet, and you can pretty much level up the whole party to level 2 before you even leave town, but there's a lot of running back and forth. Trying to think if I'm gonna have the feat economy to do power attack and cleave. Don't know if I am, so just to be safe I'll go improve turning, and that'll take extra turning when I turn to 3rd level and take my first cleric level. Turning undead's pretty powerful in this. It's worth being good at it for, you know, like the 1/5 of the encounters that are roughly undead. Skills. It's going to be heal and diplomacy. this guy our knight in shining armor.
By the gods' will.
By the gods' will. We're at 9? Shit, we're in trouble. Oh, got lucky there. All right, so this is our half-orc barbarian. Or that would have been a great paladin right there. I'm going to make this the paladin. We're going to delete the other one. All right. Hell, I'm going to start fresh. This will be roll number 1. A little cheating already, just like the old days. Human, male, height. And we have to take 2 levels in Paladin and then all the rest in Cleric, because once you multiclass out of Paladin, you can't multiclass back into it. And it's really easy to fuck up your Paladinhood in this, so we're going to have to play this by the book, no messing around. Try not to have any bluffs or intimidates or anything like that even. It's hard to get it back. All right. Weapon focus. And ideally you take power attack and then cleave. So let's see, you're going to get 2 feats to start, a feat at 3rd, a feat at 5th, a feat at 7th, a feat at 9th. So that's 6 total. I need weapon focus. I need proof turning, extra turning, power attack, cleave, and I'm going to still take improved turning because by the time we're 3rd level, we'll be ready to go to Emberty Meadows. And if you don't have improved turning there, or the web spell, you're fucked. Alright. Many more skills, thank you. Still go with Diplo. And heal is vital in this game. Not just for this guy, but for maybe even the ranger, depending on how many different feats I get. When you're unconscious in this edition, you lose 1 hit point per round until somebody heals you, I think. I don't think there is a stabilized check. And it's not your con, like in Pathfinder. It's -10. It's a hard cap, -10. And then you're dead. And being raised from the dead is a little more difficult than in the Pathfinder game. But it's a little less expensive. Sense motive is a good one. And I'd probably take concentration as well. Alright, so I get all the class abilities. Nice, I'm happy with that. So I will make his name a little bit different.
At your service.
So let's remove him and delete him. Because you really don't want that guy leading the party, do you? Alright. 1 roll. 2. That's not terrible. Not great either, though. Roll 3. That's better. Elf. Gonna want to change these. I want to go human now, so maybe do. Yeah, let's do that. Human. Ranger. Elona of the Forest. Farlan is also another one of my favorites. We're going to select Goblinoid because there are a bunch of bugbears, hobgoblins. I don't remember too many goblins. And I'm only going to take a level or 2 of rogue, depending on how the skill things, or maybe only take 2 or 3 levels of ranger, I'm not sure. But we have to start with precise and point blank. The shottiest of shots. Precise shot should light up. Yep. Skills. Okay, 40. That might seem like a lot, but it goes fast. So, because survival is important. Survival allows you to avoid encounters on the road. Spot is important. Search is less important, but still have to take it. I might that. And also 16 wisdom. I can do that. Alright, let's start with this again. So a lot of your perception stuff, instead of perception, it's now search, spot, and listen. And instead of stealth, it's hide and move silently. So there's 5 taken up. And instead of just disable device, it's disable device and open lock. So let's make sure we have that. Okay. Let's do those ones anyway. Open lock. So I've only got room for 3 more. Alright, we roll with that.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir. Will do.
We're at like 7 now. I'm gonna make this Dyvers. Christmas, the automatic dump stat. You're an elf, are you? Gender. Macabre, the uncaring. I think we're just going to stick with universal. I can't remember. I think conjuration is really good. You have to have divination or else you're effed. Illusion you could probably get away with not having. But then you miss out on color spray. Same with enchantment, and then you miss out on sleep. They're both pretty powerful in the early levels. So let's roll with this. At the beginning of the game, you're just there to identify potions and scrolls anyway. It's magical affinity, spellcraft, and use magic device. We need concentration, I believe, or combat casting. Might save our lives. So as wizard, there's only a couple of class abilities. Concentration is vital. As is spellcraft. Then I usually take a praise because it's helpful, and it's the only other intelligence based skill. You take tumble. Sometimes you need that to get out of Dutch. Might take open lock just because I can't remember how the whole lock picking thing goes. Just to have a backup just in case. So mine Ironman, I can't really save and go back. Okay, so I can't remember what spells you get right off the hop. So I'm just going to pick the standard array. Gonna have that. Digging way back into the files now. It's you get a ray of enfeeblement early, and a protection from evil early, and the cat's grace early-ish. No, my feat's going to be, instead of combat casting, it's going to be point blank shot. If we get into combat now and I'm casting a spell, I'm going to be in trouble anyway. Spells. Sleep. Color spray. And we'll go with a couple of the classics. Magic missile and shield. Oh no, I forgot, we definitely need this. Identify. It costs 100 gold pieces every time you cast that spell, but you can't tell what magic items are until you cast that spell. Portrait is either this guy, the Raceland, or this guy. Coolest elf in the land. He looks more of Barty, but let's go with Raceland here.
At once.
Yes, sir.
As you wish.
Alright, so we've got, I think we're at like 9. So I think I'm just going to, we've got the cleric, the rogue, and the wizard. So So we're gonna go with like a fighter and a barbarian. Oh, that's a good one too. Fighter it is. That'll give me 5 or 10 rolls or so for the barbarian. This is actually a good one for the barbarian. Who is a gentleman of the half-orcish persuasion? It would be fun unless we had a giant. Blue-haired giant. With a heart of gold. Let's go cord. God of strength. I forget what cords. Cord doesn't have a name. A lot of the Sului's gods don't have. Like Bakabi the Uncaring and Alona of the Forest, Obadai the Shalom. They all had like second names. A lot of the Sul gods didn't have that. It was just Weejas, Cord. I like the Greyhawk setting. I have to get a poor attack. "12 skills, okay. No, I'm not going to do intimidate. I'm going to do listen. I'm going to do spot. There's going to be a bunch of skills that we just don't have access to, like sleight of hand, perform. I don't know if I got diplomacy on. I think I did. I hope I did. For the main character. Let's go either Kursk or this guy, or this guy is pretty badass too.
Okay.
Pretty good. If I didn't have 10 or 12 more rolls to go, I'd probably take that one. Trying to fish for the 18. Oh, that's good too. Not bad. Not bad at all. Six. Eight. There we go. This guy's going to be our feet sponge. you will be. I don't know if they'll allow me to cheese like I used to do in this, but I figured out a way to get both Fragrak and Scather. Those are both the swords that Fragrak is Prince Thromel's the sword. Get it later on in the game. You can't miss with it. So if you just take all power attacks and stuff like that without bumping your to hit, it doesn't really matter because you can't miss with it. But I'll give him Fragrak or Scather, and I'll give the other one to the Barbarian. And at that point, we're pretty much become undefeatable. There's a point in time where I use the old to get summoned into a fight, and the game's idea is for you to survive the 3 rounds or 4 rounds until St. Cuthbert shows up to bail you out. When I was at my height in this game, we used to have to prop up I used the old and not kill him too fast. So St. Cuthbert would show up, and at which point, if you catch like St. Cuthbert in an area of effect spell, any area of effect spell, like a healing that or something like that heals everybody in a radius, and he'll turn on you, and then you get to fight St. Cuthbert, which is a tougher fight. When you kill the gods, all you get is a dagger and a pair of boots. And St. Cuthbert, you get a mace that looks like your spiritual weapon mace, and it looks like a holy mace, but it's just a regular mace. It's actually kind of shite. I'm gonna make this guy bald. He went bald because he had pink hair. So he starts off with exotic weapon proficiency. Normally, there's 2 ways to go about it, because if you're going to get Fragrak later on, you want to use it with 2 hands so you can take advantage of the added bonuses to the damage. But I also like to have a shield too, so bastard sword, and then we're going to go weapon focus, bastard sword, you bastard. And we'll get the beginning of power attack. You get so many spells with fighters, you pretty much get or so many feats with fighters, you pretty much get a feat every level. But without weapon focus, you don't get weapon specialization, so even he gets 12 skills. So we've already got a praise, bluff. Let's give he'll be the information gatherer, and try not to have intimidate as an option, because then we can lose our paladinhood. We'll spot, and he may be our lie detector, or alternatively our information. Oh, I've already got that. Yeah, alright, I like that. Tillman, where's your brother Pyle? That's all he says.
Right away.
We'll do the opening vignette, and then I will see how shitty the recording turned out. Doesn't look too bad on the old tester here, but it took me quite a while to get to this. So we are going to be the Holy Dyvers. Ronnie James Dio. I always thought Ronnie James Dio looked a lot like Viewmaster Toad from Dragonlance. Dyvers is a city, a free city.
One evening, while walking along a street in Mitrik, the capital of the Luna, you hear a scream from a nearby alleyway.
On the Dyvers River. I think the Dyvers River. Or the Velverdiva? I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've done anything in Greyhawk. I think the last time I did actually anything in Greyhawk was the little 10-episode Fantasy Grounds playthrough that we tried after Return of the Rune Lords. That went tits up. A few of the players were just kind of sick of each other, I think, at that point. It's understandable, I guess. Still a bit of a disappointment. I had Pathfinder 1E. I was gonna do an updated version of the Keep on the Borderlands, and I was going to bookend it with the Gauntlet and the Sentinel in the Berghoff region of the Hold of the Sea Princes. So the Gauntlet and the Sentinel take place there, and on the shores of Lake Spendlow. I put the Keep on the Borderlands kind of like there's Kusnir, and there's Ganaway, and Hall Bridges. So Kusnir's kind of in the middle. I did the road to Ganaway. I had it branching off, going kind of northeast into like the Berghoff kind of Badlands, and that's where I was going to put the Caves of Chaos, and we'll let it keep. I gave it that name after the 25th anniversary. Keep on the Borderlands. The warlord's name was Maxim Ledig. He's the guy who went off to war. And I kind of built in my own version of what happened in Kusnir during the Living Greyhawk years. Kind of bastardized it a little bit. I sort of took what I liked from what happened in the Living Greyhawk years and kind of rolled it into my own story. So the Caves of Chaos were home base for a whole bunch of humanoid raiders, like hobgoblins, orcs, gnolls, all that. I made the half-orc from the Gauntlet and Sentinel. I made him responsible for
You have seen too much. Prepare to die.
summoning a collection of clerics. I was going to also do my own little thing on the Ebon Triad. But instead of Vecna, I was going to use the Pathfinder demon Ereshkigal. There is a mention of Ereshkigal, but spelled with an E in the 25th anniversary version in the temple.
I'm off.
Alright, Tillman's going to get our first charge.
At your service.
By the god's will.
Wish we could have saved you. If only I had been here sooner. If only I could just cast a resurrection like Turjan suggested. Dumbass.
You arrive in Hommlet as the bearer of terrible news for the current priest of the Church of St. Cuthbert. The Canoness Y'dey is dead.
Bum 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 bum. I'm gonna chop this one here and we'll see how this one turned out. Hopefully better than the last one I tried. And if so, we'll try and run this through. I've beat this on Ironman mode several times. I've also beat it on regular mode a zillion times too. That was 20-ish years ago. So there's a lot. I had to refresh my memory on a lot of things like how turning undead worked, and you can only cast spells a certain time, a certain way, and stuff like that. So anyway, we'll go through it. This is one of my favorite games of old. This and Icewind Dale, believe it or not. Icewind Dale and Icewind Dale 2, because you can make your own party. I love Baldur's Gate, obviously. But a lot of times you get stuck with characters you don't really like. Anyway, welcome to the Temple of Elemental Evil playthrough, 2025 edition.